So today I want to ask a very basic question, which is, when is the truth, when is the truth worse than a lie? When is the truth worse than a lie? Lying is not a good thing, obviously, and people say telling the truth is the best thing you can do, right? But there are times when the truth is even worse than a lie. So let's look at an example of how this could be. Okay, say you've got a friend, right? He's married. You're married. Both of you are married. And he's your best friend. You never lie to him. You'll always tell him the truth, right? Okay, so let's just say just by accident something happened and you found out that his wife was cheating on him, right? You found out that your best friend's wife was cheating on him. Now, what if he began to suspect that that was the case and he came to you, right, to confirm it, whether it was true or false? You know it's true, but he doesn't know that you know it's true, right? So anyways, he comes to you and he asks, hey, excuse me, have you heard anything about my wife having an affair with blah, blah, blah? Now you have two options, right? Or three options. You can say, no, I haven't actually. No, why would he ask? That's a lie, because you know that his wife, your best friend's wife, is sleeping around. So when he asks you and you say you're not aware of it, you're obviously, telling a lie. Another answer to that could be, no, she's definitely not sleeping behind your back, right? Because, I know, okay, I think it's all rumors. Now that's another lie, right? Because you know that your best friend's wife is sleeping behind his back. So obviously you saying that it's not happening is a lie, because you know it's happening, okay? So let's look at the third option. The third option is, yes, she is sleeping with this guy behind your back, right? Now, let's look at what these three responses could possibly achieve. I mean, obviously it depends on the people involved, obviously, but in most cases, if you had to sort of deny that you had any knowledge of your best friend's wife's infidelity, right? If you had to deny this, it might just delay the big reveal that, yes, indeed, she is sleeping around. It may delay it because he's going to find out from someone else later on down the line, okay? Not unless they decide to wrap it up, with no witnesses, call it a day, to ensure that he never finds out. But say, that doesn't happen. Your best friend is invariably and inevitably going to find out that his wife is sleeping around from someone else, if not you. So you denying it, or denying any knowledge of it, is only going to delay the inevitable, right? So okay, let's look at the second scenario. So basically, in that case, the outcome could be quite devastating, at least for the relationship, because later on he finds out his wife's cheating on him, and in most cases it might lead to a divorce or some sort of separation or a lot of animosity, So let's look at the scenario where you deny it. You say, no, she's not sleeping behind your back. Come on, what are you talking about? Right? Let's look at that scenario. Right? You say no, you completely deny the fact that, and you deny having any knowledge of it, right? Again, the same outcome. If you sooner or later down the line, he may find out the truth, right, for himself. Now that might delay the inevitable again. But if he asks you and he said yes, she is sleeping behind your back, it's an immediate reaction. Basically, you told him, and now he has the knowledge of his wife's infidelity straight from you. And so whatever happens from this point onwards, right, be it divorce or separation or, animosity within the relationship, right, it has been precipitated by your, what can I say, misguided belief that telling the truth would bring about the best outcome. If, for example, you told you said, well, I'm not sure if it's happening, or you deny knowledge of it ever happening, it may take a while for him to find out. And if anything does happen, you wouldn't be the author of whatever bad things happen afterwards, be it divorce or whatever, separation, whatever. You won't be the author. However he found out, that would be the trigger, right? But you wouldn't be the trigger. So in some ways, by denying it, you're being a peacekeeper, because you let him go and find out for himself, right? Without infusing a friendship with any type of, whispers or, intimations or anything of that sort, You let him find out for himself, because you let him do his thing. If his wife is cheating on him, it's up to him to find out. You telling him just makes you a snitch in some ways, And so that's, in my opinion, an example of a scenario where telling the truth could be just as detrimental, in some cases even worse, than telling a lie. And you know what they say? Discretion is the better part of valor.